Remember this thing? Right. Shall we get cracking? I know it's the moment you've all been waiting for. He stopped playing with motorbikes. And the first job, start easy, low hanging fruit and all that. We need to change the crush washers. Change the crush washers on the power steering line that goes into the rack, because it be dripping. There's one. Hey, where are you going? Up here. I think it just wants some new thingy washers. You know, the hydraulic crush washers. So I'm gonna get this undone. It must be great fun when it's rusty. TVR has a great knack for chassis members just to be exactly where you want to put your hands to do something. I know all the fluid's brand new. We're not bothering to catch it. I don't know how much will actually come out, to be fair. But I'm treating most of the fluid in the car really as sacrificial. Because obviously, well, one, if everything's new, you're going to flush out bits of, you know, machining debris and all that sort of stuff. But as you're all fully aware, everything was not new, so crush washers. Why do I struggle with that? Where were we before? That's all nipped up. Where we left it last time, we had a tapping from the engine. And I rechecked all the valve, you know, all the valve clearances, and they were fine, so it's not that. What I should have checked, though, is the actual finger follower, the shaft that holds those on. I think that might be the issue. I'm not sure it's that or it's valve guides. But what I think we're going to do is actually we're going to put the throttle cable on, because I was trying to balance the carbs. It's difficult to tell the noise because the engine's running so poorly. It's not carbs, it's throttle bodies, because they're all pulling different amounts of air. So we're going to try and do that. The reason I want to fit the throttle cable is because without the return spring on there from that cable, the carbs weren't going completely shut again. So as I tried to balance them, obviously the reading was changing. So that's the plan. That's the plan. And if not, we will take the cylinder head off and get it refurbished. So that's the plan. And that's next. Continue watching. Here's what we've got to play around with. So this is our throttle cable, which, as you can see, is missing some bits. We're missing the clevis yoke, which attaches onto our bodies there, and we're missing the keeper, because this spring basically will wedge in there and act as a pedal return, because I can't see a pedal return spring or anywhere I want to go, and help keep the bodies shut. And it's not available anywhere, obviously, so we're going to have to make one. This is basically what we need. That's that plate, that's our winger there. So we need to make a clevis yoke. I managed to get the pins, so I've got some measurements, and that's about it. So we're back to the lathe, and I've got some old bits of Imperial studded rod which should do the job. I suppose it's another machining montage. We're gonna need a montage. It's not perfect. I didn't quite cut the thread, cut the hole just slightly over to one side, but got a little cup that holds the spring. Nice long M5 thread down the middle, and there's very little play there. Smashing. Can't fit it because for some stupid reason, even for 40 or 50 quid, the throttle cable doesn't come with a bung, it doesn't come with nuts, and they're fine pitch. Quality. So I've ordered some fine pitch threads and we'll fit it in 3, 2, 1. Hello. There we are. So that's our little widget we've made. I'll watch out for that. That's all bolted together, and you can see the reason I was doing this, how much better they now return. So let's fire it up again and maybe remind ourselves about that noise. Genuine little STE flow meter thing, and we've got all of our little children here. There's our new idle. There's our new accelerator attachment. I'm well chuffed with that. Now, essentially, Speed 6 is treated like 2 3-cylinders in the ECU, from what I sort of understand. Now, we have this adjuster, adjusts this head, this throttle body. This is your main idle, so this adjusts the lot. We then take this reading and then compare it to this one, and these two should match this one, and they're adjusted through those. What matters is those three are similar. We then go over to this one, do the same, master, slave, as it were. Obviously they all should be there or thereabouts. From what I've read on quite a few different threads now, 5 to 7 on... Oh, hello. Which way around are we? So we want 5 to 7 kilograms per hour on there. It's sort of about right. And the other one is that we want the idle to be about 950 RPM when we're finished. So I've set basically a sort of value here. So we're sitting on that stop. Now, once it's idling, the throttle pot reading should be 15 to 16%, within 0.5% or less apparently. So that's why we need MBE tool. And I'm guessing that throttle body opening is probably the right kind of setting for the idle. So that's what we're going to start with, and then we're going to balance bank 1 first and then bank 2. I've seen some people say they needed a adapter to get to number 6. I guess that's maybe with the scuttle on, but with the scuttle off you can easily get onto number 6. Things to note, I have plugged in ambient air temp sensor. That usually sits in the air box, so I don't think it makes any difference to this. The other thing obviously is that the map sensor won't get a reading because there is no manifold, so there's no manifold air pressure. But again, I assume that's fine because, well, there's nowhere else to put it because there is no manifold air pressure. You've got a vacuum reading on the back here, which is what I've sort of plumbed everything into at the moment, but yeah, it's on the back head. It connects all the way back here through the bulkhead, and as you saw, the map sensors in the on the inside. So okay, let's have a crack at this. Okay, so the interesting issue I've got, which is what I thought I was trying to fix there with the throttle, is that I don't think I'm getting my master 3/4 low enough. The number 3, I can't actually, the return spring doesn't cause it to close all the way, which means that I can't get that down low enough. It's sitting about 20 kilograms per hour, which is way too much. That's a cool shot, isn't it? So, just to recap, guys, what we're going to do is just take our central bit here apart. I think well, I don't know if we can actually. We've also got a little fuel leak there, I think, which is annoying. So my issue is this: I can't get this main throttle body here to close far enough, even when I've got the idle wound all the way off, which you don't want because we want it to be hitting a stop. I'm still drawing 15 to 20 kilograms through this. We should be 5 to 7 with these throttle bodies on either end at their right percentage. They're 5 to 7, which is bang on. Nothing's stuck because we've had it all apart, haven't we? So I'm just wondering whether it's that return spring there that's maybe got a bit weak. Don't know. Yeah. The other one is whether I've got it hooked around the right piece of the casting, which I think I have back here. You won't be able to see it, but yeah, there's a casting on the back of that throttle body. Intriguing. Oh, there's our infuriating fuel leak. Just there. Tasty. Which is very, very annoying. But there we are. I don't think we have any others. Other joys of this setup, of course, is we're going to have to pull the whole rail off the top to have a look at that O-ring. And what does that mean? Well, it probably means we'll probably create another leak. I'm going to muck about with that a bit, see if I can find anything obvious. Then I'll come back to you. We just have to increase our preload a bit on the throttle return spring. Really happy with that, but the noise is not very good. I don't think it comes across on camera. It still sounds top-endy. That probably means head off. But I think we knew that. I just wanted to make sure there was nothing funny, but otherwise that runs so nice. That is so infuriating that it runs so well. There's something not quite right, and it definitely sounds like it's in the middle. Bugger. Oh well. So, we can have a go at taking the head off in the car. Maybe that's next time, maybe that's in a minute. It is next time. Happy New Year, see you all soon.